Hello everybody and welcome to Drawing with Waffles. Today I am not drawing any individual character per se, but I was looking through like Pinterest and some random fashion bloggy things and I saw some outfits that kind of inspired me for the 2016 fashion trends kind of things. I don't know. I noticed a lot of like dresses that were like printed with like a 4-year-old's crayon drawings, which was interesting. Anyway, moving on. I really wanted to draw this character with a giant, enormous coat and like a little tight dress. And as I was drawing it, I kept thinking of, I don't know if any of you have seen that, but when I did the fashion collage challenge a little bit back, I drew this character Andi, who's Magna Girl's best friend, and her mom is a retired supermodel turned like fashion designer. And so when I was drawing it, I kept thinking of her. So this is Andi's mom when she was still in her like prime supermodel days, and this isn't like a catwalk. This isn't something she would wear like on the catwalk. This is more like something she would wear like going to get the groceries or get her hair done or something, you know. This is like her normal kind of wear, which is kind of funny. So yeah, so there's another insight into Magna Girl's story. Someday I might share it with you, but for now you just have little tidbits of characters. And if you want to check out my fashion collage challenge, which is where if you take like one of those like fashion collages on Pinterest and then you draw a character wearing the outfit, which is a lot of fun. So if you want to check out that video, you can. And watch me do that challenge. Staying on topic of this picture though, you may notice that I didn't do a second sketch layer. That was because, I don't know, I was pretty happy with the way the sketch looked as it was with just the one. So I decided to like go all in and just try to do the line art straight from that. And I don't like necessarily suggest it. I always suggest doing a second sketch layer, you know, get your ideas, you know, straighten them all out so you know what you're doing. So for this, it was a lot of experimenting while doing the line art, and it probably made the line art take a little bit longer. So I definitely suggest doing the second sketch layers, but like it still turned out alright, but it was, you know, a lot of struggle because I wasn't sure what I was doing at the time, and I just kept like throwing things at the paper, which is what the second sketch layer is for. So yeah, it was a bit of a learning experience, and here I'm just doing the hair, and I think I'm done with the line art. I struggled a lot with the colors of this drawing. I couldn't settle on any colors that I liked, and I kept looking up like color trends and like color schemes and things, and like I just didn't like any of them. And eventually I do end up with this pretty simple like grayscale color pattern with like a bright, I don't know what you would call that, if it's like a color that stands out from all the rest. I guess it's like a contrasting color. It's a color that just like pops, and I went with this orange color, and I even added a little bit of purple, and it's this cool gradient. I'm happy with the way it turned out, but you can watch the journey of me try to find that color and what to go with. That'll be pretty funny. And here I'm trying to do the soft shading like I did in my TinkerBell drawing from last week, because that was a big hit and everyone really liked it, and I was actually proud of the way it looked. So I was like, let's try that again. For this one, the skin, it turned out alright. I'm not happy with like the colors, but I love the way the legs turned out. I feel like they look pretty good with the soft shading. The face, I could use a little bit more work drawing faces, I think, with the soft shading, because you have to know where the shadows go. You have to study the face to be able to do pretty good soft shading, or any kind of shading really on the face. You really have to know what you're looking at and what parts of the face like protrude and which ones like sink in a little bit. So yeah, that's something I need to practice for the future. So here's some colors I had, and like, see, I changed them again. I just didn't like them. So I ended up going with this color scheme up at the top right with those little color key I have made for myself, because I did go off camera and just like start throwing colors at the wall, and I'm like, what do I go with? And so this is what I ended up with. But it was too simple. I wanted the dress on the bottom to be really intricate with a lot of patterns. So I started drawing these cute little like, I don't know what you would call them. It kind of reminds me of like a storybook. Like it would be like the edge of a storybook. Like there'd be the picture inside the storybook, there'd be the words, and then there'd be a border around the page. That's kind of what that reminds me of. And then for the black top, I added these cute little just lines, and I made gradient on the top section. There was a gradient of white to black, and then on the sleeves it goes black to white. Oh no, it goes white to black on the sleeves, black to white on the middle section of the top. I don't know if you noticed that, but I thought it looked really cool. And then once I did it, I was like, it's not that obvious, but I don't know. I liked it. So it's opposite between like the top and the sleeves. So yeah. And here I am trying out different colors for the coat, just because I wasn't happy with just a flat orange. So I started adding a little bit of greens, and colors were too polar opposites to work because they're on opposite ends of the color wheel, so it just wasn't working. So I ended up going with just this corally orange, and then I, at this point, realized, let's add some purple because I love purple. And I really like the way this looks with the gradient, like the effect. Like if you could have clothes with this cool gradient, I feel like I've talked about this before, but I love gradients. And if you could have them in clothes, I would definitely wear them. I mean, I've seen them in some things, but like nothing that I can afford. So, yeah. And then I gave her makeup to match the coat because I really liked those colors, and I gave her some bold lips, and I was done. So here's the finished illustration. There's her knees that I'm so proud of, and then her coat and her dress moving up to her face, and there she is. Thank you guys for watching, and if you want, you can check out my fashion collage challenge or last week's video where I tried out soft shading for the first time drawing TinkerBell. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all next week. Bye!